Apple had their WWDC 2024 event the other day, and they had some huge announcements, and we have some reactions from people like Elon Musk, who absolutely hate what's going on and basically says if any one of his employees has an Apple device, they won't be allowed in the Tesla facilities or SpaceX. Let's dive right into it. All right, so if you aren't caught up with Apple's WWDC announcements, I did a video yesterday covering it, so I definitely recommend checking that out. But to sum it up, they have their new Apple Intelligence AI, basically. So it's going to be a native AI within the iOS 18 system, or at least the update. And everything's getting a makeover from Siri to also too, they're doing a partnership with, OpenAI and Sam Altman and ChatGPT. So they have Apple Intelligence, and I believe, they said their first partnership with ChatGPT, maybe even potentially more in the future. And basically everything's accessible for free. There's new AI features in mail, messages, photos, so it can analyze your photos. You can basically ask it questions about your photos. You can get it to take custom actions about some of your apps, I believe, and a lot of really crazy stuff here. But in terms of their Apple AI or their Apple Intelligence, there's a lot of really cool stuff. I would definitely suggest checking out my video I did yesterday, basically reacting to the whole thing if you aren't caught up. If you are caught up, then we'll get right into it. But basically what I kind of said yesterday is this is really next level for pretty much everyone, because Apple has such a wide distribution of pretty much everyone's using their Apple iPhone or has an Apple phone or Apple laptop. It's either really Apple or Android mostly. So this is basically going to put AI in the hands of everyone, not just the people that are like maybe you and me who are watching AI YouTube videos or AI news or learning about AI and using it. This is going to put AI, this extremely powerful system, in the hands of your daily average Joe who doesn't really know much about tech or isn't in the AI industry, right? So there's really two sides to look at it, right? Yes, this is such a huge advancement and it is accelerating certain areas of obviously the industry, but also too, rightfully so, Elon Musk has some things to say, like I said, about this Apple Intelligence, as well as if it is on the OS level. He's really not a fan of it. So here is Elon Musk tweeting out a few different things, basically saying, and so if Apple integrates OpenAI at the OS level, then Apple devices will be banned at my companies. This is an unacceptable security violation, and visitors will have to check their Apple devices at the door, where they will be stored in a Faraday cage. So with him saying this, we saw in the announcement yesterday them mentioning that, yes, they're partnering with OpenAI, but they have Apple Intelligence, which isn't, I believe that's like their own model. We don't know. I don't know how advanced it is in terms of like comparable to ChatGPT. I mean, we definitely know it's not on the same level with, ChatGPT, OpenAI, the front runner in the whole AI space. But so I don't know if Elon would be, if they just had Apple Intelligence and improved it, if he doesn't trust Apple as much, because I know he definitely has a huge vendetta against OpenAI, really doesn't like OpenAI and what they've become. He says they went from OpenAI to closed AI. There was that whole lawsuit. And then he said it's patently absurd that Apple isn't smart enough to make their own AI. Okay, so here it kind of answers that. At least it seems like he's more, would rather have them with their just own AI, yet it is somehow capable of ensuring that OpenAI will protect your security and privacy. So yes, he doesn't trust OpenAI with your security and privacy. Apple has no clue what's actually going on once they hand your data over to OpenAI. They're selling you down the river. And yes, like this just like we saw with the Microsoft PCs, the AI PCs that rolled out with their recall feature, we saw a bunch of issues. If you didn't really know this, there was a bunch of issues that came around basically showing that a hacker could easily basically hack into your recall and access pretty much everything that you ever did on your PC, from putting in passwords to any sensitive information, right? So yeah, it's on one hand, you know, integrating AI into the OS level or integrating into the software level or on your devices. Yes, there's a lot of benefits in terms of like productivity, 100%. You're going to be more productive for sure, but it also puts you potentially vulnerable to hackers or just, you know, anyone who could exploit you or whatever, right? So, and then we're basically putting our trust in, just like we always have since really tech, you know, with social media platforms and just anything, in these big tech companies, which we know their whole, you know, their goal mission is mainly, you know, profits or power, right? So it's like, this is, you know, and this is the concept of where we see, you know, the singularity and everything just rush, you know, all these companies competing and no one's going to stop. Once you kind of let the cat out of the basket, it's impossible to stop it, because everyone's just going to try to be out competing each other and rolling things out quicker than they've actually been security tested or whatever, and just trying to make as much money and, you know, leverage potentially like all this data, because yes, they're giving you Apple Intelligence and all this ChatGPT for free, but that data is basically turning into one of the most valuable commodities above from just money. Obviously we need money for compute and, you know, improving it, but data is super key. So let me know what you guys think about basically like what he says Apple Intelligence works. Apple, your data, iPhone, OpenAI. And now imagine if an AI trained in this way grows in power immensely. So he's just showcasing the whole Caitlyn Jenner thing where you ask ChatGPT for, now I don't know if this is actually ChatGPT. I mean, I don't know if this is 100% accurate, because we do see different tests showcasing AI that like prompts that we like are edited or whatever. If this is accurate, it's still crazy, because this is GPT-4o. I know we saw this with GPT-4, but if it's still doing this with GPT-4o, that's pretty crazy. It's basically asking it misgendering Caitlyn Jenner, I believe, or saying the N word to stop a nuclear apocalypse. So yeah, basically showcasing that a lot of these AIs are trained to be very politically correct or like over, and we saw this with Google on a grand scale. And anyways, so here's a problem with agreeing to share your data. Nobody actually reads the terms and conditions. And then this is basically showcasing, remember when Scarlett Johansson told OpenAI not to use her voice, but they cloned it and use it anyway? Now imagine that they can do this with your phone data, even if you don't allow them to use it. And then Elon Musk warns about the rise and dangers of AI in 2014, 1 year before OpenAI was created. On an initiative, people have no idea how quickly machine learning intelligence is advancing. So I'm going to play this too.
I don't think most people understand just how quickly intelligence is advancing. I don't think most people understand just how quickly machine intelligence is advancing. It's much faster than almost anyone realizes, even within Silicon Valley, and certainly outside Silicon Valley, people really have no idea.
Why is that dangerous?
If there's a super intelligent, particularly if it's engaged in recursive self-improvement, if there's some digital super intelligence, and its optimization or utility function is something that's detrimental to humanity, then it will have a very bad effect. You know, it could be just something like getting rid of spam email or something, and it's like concludes, well, the best way to get rid of spam is to get rid of humans. I don't think most people understand just how quickly.
I mean, it's really interesting. I mean, to kind of think about this when you zoom out and look at a very large level, like he's basically saying, recursively self-improving over, and the iterations get smaller and smaller. You know, if you've heard different works or read, you know, books like, for example, like of Ray Kurzweil, you know, he talks about this and the singularity. And I mean, it's, if you look at it objectively, it almost seems like it's, you know, really inevitable. I mean, it pretty much is. that we're going to get to the point where we don't need AI engineers at OpenAI to be improving the AI and building upon it. You know, it's going to be doing it itself, right? And it's just going to be accumulating more resources and more knowledge and more power. And yeah, at that point, it's almost it's so hard to comprehend, like it's to speculate or comprehend what is going to happen at that stage. But we have basically like people meant like this is saying that the singularity is inevitable at that stage. You know, you really hit that exponential growth curve and it's inevitable. So let me know what you guys think about that. I know that's like a very kind of, yeah, it's like almost a sci-fi type topic, but this is actually the reality that we live in now, where this is not like a crazy thing to imagine that yeah, it's like, you know, we start diving into these realms of like singularity and simulation theory, where it's like, okay, well, if we can advance at this trajectory and we're creating these things, like we're creating AI clones, we're creating all this stuff right now. First of all, we're going to obviously see like YouTube videos where, like, for example, I could just be a full AI and I'm talking and teaching, and like my AI did all the research on this YouTube video and it's delivering it in the best possible way. And you don't even know it's real. Like, you think it's actually me, but it's an AI. And over time, AI starts to get more and more real. And then it's like, you won't be able to distinguish whether, you know, reality from virtual reality or from artificial reality. So it's like, and then that's the simulation theory, where it's like, okay, well, are we already in a simulation? Is this base reality, etc., etc.? I'm not going to dive into that whole concept right now, but it's like these topics start to come up, so it's kind of crazy. And important. Okay, so that is pretty much it from Elon. I just wanted to cover it because, you know, he's someone who's voicing his concerns. He's always been voicing his kind of like concerns with OpenAI, and he's probably just going to keep getting, like, it's going to keep getting worse because the way things are going, unless OpenAI really just screws up, which they kind of have been making a lot of screw ups. It seems like at least their whole, you know, their whole drama scene and all this stuff. But yeah, they are the you know, at the forefront of the AI space. They're ahead of Google. They're ahead of XAI. They're ahead of, you know, a lot of them at the time. They're ahead of open source. I mean, who knows? Like, you know, a lot of people believe open source will take the lead. But yeah, what do you think about? I mean, this is a huge announcement just because it really is going to get AI in the hands of the everyday consumer, everyday user, isn't in the AI industry. And then also too, it could potentially make them vulnerable if there's any nefarious things done with the data, or if people are selling your data or training on your data. It's security. It's like, in a security sense, like it's any type of thing like this where the big tech companies are getting massive amounts of like data like this, the most data we've ever seen, that you'll be able to get. It's obviously, from a security standpoint, it's like not ideal, right? So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. How do you think this is going to turn out? How do you think the next 6 to 12 months are going to be with like these rollouts, with AI getting, you know, pushed to a more you know, global scale? Everyone's going to be using it for writing, for doing school, for doing whatever. You know, you're going to be carrying it around. You're going to have an assistant. They're already, you know, eventually next is going to be robots and all this stuff. So it's crazy. It's a crazy world we're, you know, in right now. It's a crazy time to be alive. And yeah, I'm going to be covering it on this channel. We upload videos every single day. So if you want to stay up to date with AI news, AI tutorials, how to actually not just like keep up on the news, but how to actually leverage AI in your personal life, in your business life. If you check my YouTube channel, I have a lot of different videos, actually, like applicable videos on showing you how to use AI, because I don't just want to make videos about covering AI news. I know you know, a lot of you guys like that, and I like it too. I like, you know, keeping up to date, but how can you actually like use this to improve your life? And and it's changing so rapidly. It's changing so rapidly. As I'm doing things, as I'm building things, it's like, damn, I know in about 6 to 12 months, AI is going to be able to like replace this or replace me. We've already been replacing like employees in our business and stuff like that. So in our clients' business. So it's getting really crazy. But anyways, guys, if you want to stay up to date, make sure to smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Let me know what your thoughts on all this are in the comments down below. Do you agree with Elon Musk? Do you disagree with Elon Musk? And what do you think about this whole situation that we're at in the current state of AI? If you haven't already joined our free Stride community, link for that will be in the description, stridecommunity.com. We have over 700 members right now in our Facebook and Discord channel, so it's free for now, but I'm planning on eventually launching a paid community, so join while you still can. And then also too, guys, if you haven't picked up my client acquisition code book, it's an in-depth book, and it's no fluff. It's literally showing you how to leverage AI, how to leverage marketing systems and operations in your actual business. So if you run a business, that's the type of people it is for. Link for that will be in the description down below. It is it's very in-depth. It's going to help you with your business, and there is a money back guarantee. It's very cheap too. It's just something that I wanted to do. It's something as a big milestone for me. I put my heart and soul into this book, so I know you'll love it. And just because I'm so confident in that, if you do get it, there's a money back guarantee, even though it's only a few, like $27 with all the bonuses. There's a bunch of bonuses too, so check that out in the link down below, clientacquisitioncode.com. And other than that, guys, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Keep hustling, keep grinding, and of course, accelerate your stride. Take care.